Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome inside the Fan Cave, and thank you for joining us tonight and every night right here on Pittsburgh CW. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Bob Pompeani, Chris Mueller at your service tonight. You can call the number you see. It's the Bordas of Bordas hotline at 575-2600. You can also tweet at KDPomp, at Chris Mueller PGH. And Chris, this is a big day, at least I thought, because Baker Mayfield actually practiced. I didn't think that would happen. I still don't think he's going to play. But I don't know what it means at this point, because Baker Mayfield wants a big contract. Baker Mayfield may be tempted to show that organization that, hey, I could do this even with torn labrum, whatever. What's your thought about the quarterback situation in the Browns? To me, their best bet is Case Keenum, just because Baker Mayfield's not even close to being 100%.
I think the line in this game, Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, is still about Browns -3. I don't think it's moved yet. If Baker Mayfield were to start, I would flip that line and put it at Steelers -3, which I know sounds completely insane, but I think he would just shoot them in the foot. I really think that Baker Mayfield would press. I really think that Baker Mayfield in that situation would try to prove, like you said, that he's worth a big contract. Look, I can beat the Steelers again. I did it last year in the playoffs. I think he would be a detriment to them if he did that, though. I mean, I think the desire on his part, and I get it, he's a gamer. The desire on his part, though, to play through this as much as he can for as many games as he can is very short-sighted if the end goal is a big contract. Because chances are he's going to play poorly because he's going to force things. His arm isn't going to be what it usually is, and he's going to be more prone to turnovers. If I'm the Steelers, the last thing I want to see this Sunday is Case Keenum trot out there with the starters for the Browns and start running their offense, because he's not dynamic, but they don't necessarily need him to be when they can run the ball on anyone, including the Steelers' defense.
Yeah, and they got a run game that could do it no matter who's in there. They've shown that. And if Chubb comes back, that's going to make it more difficult. The Steelers' number one issue right now, given the fact that they don't have a lot up front, aside from Cam Hayward. We saw Carlos Davis now on IR. You're hoping Tuitt be back one time, but he's not. So they're in a situation now where tackling becomes very important, and I've seen a lot of missed tackles over the course of this season. That's a team you don't want to miss a tackle on, especially when Chubb's carrying the ball.
I mean, yeah, when Chubb's carrying the ball, I think he's elite, especially at that second level. But Dearness Johnson was unbelievable. I mean, Dearness Johnson looked as good or better than Najee Harris has looked running the ball all season, in part because he was running through yawning holes. I mean, the bottom line is Mike Tomlin, I thought, said it best at his press conference yesterday when he wasn't talking about or swatting down aggressively the USC-LSU rumors. I thought what he said that was most accurate, even though it's trendy. And listen, I'm first and foremost on the bandwagon of, hey, Devin Bush has been a major disappointment just in a vacuum. Forget about what anybody else's jobs are. Like, I don't think you can make tons of excuses for him. But it is a fact that if your front three in the Steelers' case is able to occupy more blocks, it's going to free up the Devin Bushes of the world, the Joe Schoberts, to make tackles. I don't know about you, Bob. That Browns offensive line, I think they're good enough. I know they're good enough, and they're definitely well coached enough to try to take Cam Hayward out of the proceedings in the running game and attack other parts of that Steelers defensive front. If they're able to do that and they're not turning the ball over, I see this being a very long Halloween afternoon for Pittsburgh.
It's a big game. You'll see it on KDKA TV. We also have a lot to get into with regard to the Penguins. It could be Crosby's coming back. We'll talk about that. And the Riverhounds won tonight in a game that was a redo, sort of a mulligan, if you will. And they made the right call. The USL, they replayed the game because there was an own goal that was called by the official. And so they get a 1-0 win, which means on Saturday, if you're a soccer fan, head over to Highmark Stadium. Because if they win against Hartford and if Charlotte loses or plays to a draw against Austin, then they get a home game in the playoffs upcoming. We're going to take a break, come back with your calls right here. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, Pittsburgh CW.